If any young women are watching, please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
And that's from the Christian man.
Yes, I'm looking out for you young ladies. If you
I'm
ever,
not judging
if
you.
you ever, that's fine. But if you ever want to get married, there's a lot of young girls out there who want to get married someday. If pictures of yourself doing sexual things are all over the internet, your husband and your kids will not appreciate that.
What are your kids going to think of this?
I think Northwest is doing just fine.
Northwest.
Yeah, she's living her life.
Kanye's, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great with her mom.
I mean, given the option between a mom who has porn on the internet versus one who doesn't have porn on the internet, I would prefer if all of my friends couldn't see my mom fucking other dudes and sucking their dicks.
I still
No
consider
guy
myself
wants
a
that.
Christian.
She was hot,
I still consider myself a Christian. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I'm not a judgmental person like you.
So in this clip, the host has a few women on the panel, and one of them is on OWEV as a performer who basically, to cut the BS, sells her body to thirsty men simping after her online. The host does a major service to young women watching the show and says if any young women are watching, please don't model your lifestyle after her. I'm looking out for you young ladies. He then speaks to the ØnlyFans model and says if you ever want to get married someday, you better hope your husband or your son or daughter don't see your videos online where you're getting it from random men. The rest of the girls seem to think that's not going to be a problem because they won't judge the woman for being an ØnlyFans model. The guy then tells them if he had the option of having a mom who had explicit videos on the internet for the whole world to see versus a mom who doesn't have explicit videos on the internet, he'd choose the mom without the videos any day, and so would everyone else. No one in their right mind would pick the mom every thirsty simp knows because of her videos online. That's when the ØnlyFans model says she still considers herself a Christian and that she would be judged for her sins. Then she adds that she's not a judgmental person like the host. That's their catchphrase now. Don't be judgmental, which basically means don't make me feel bad for what I'm doing that I know for sure is wrong. These women judge men all the time for every little thing, and yet, the moment a guy says anything, they flip it around and point the finger at the guy for being judgmental. It's just amusing to see such girls get triggered when people call them out for what they're doing. It's one thing to sell your body online for the entire world to see. Men young and old from all parts of the world. And then it's another thing to try and completely defend it by saying that people shouldn't be judgmental. That's like a thief saying people shouldn't judge him for stealing things. Women like her basically say that a man who wants to be in a relationship with her shouldn't have a problem or any issue with what she does or what her past has been. Whereas women on the other hand think of a gazillion things such as money, wealth, looks, the car he drives, the house he's lived in, past girlfriends, and everything else. Isn't that being judgmental then? Guys, here's the reality. Women are extremely interested in men's financial future when it comes to long-term partnerships or having children. You must thus take her personal history very seriously. Women don't pay any attention to your difficulties. At the finish line, they wait and choose the winners. That's the reality that many men seldom seem to know. It's a give and takes in any relationship, and women make sure they know they are with someone who can provide for them. Similarly, men need to know what her past was like. How many men she dated, did she cheat, or is she divorced, or how many guys was she in a physical relationship with? Men need to know this so that they know if the woman they're going to invest their time, energy, and resources in is loyal and will stay with him. And if the woman turns out to be someone who's on online platforms such as of whom anyone in the world can see naked on their screens right now, do you really think men are going to trust them? Therefore, if it's a short-term relationship, men shouldn't worry about a woman's background because it doesn't really matter. As far as you know, nothing that may be significant is meant to come of this. If it's a one-night stand with benefits, then who cares? An adult star would be the perfect partner for such an arrangement because of their experience. However, it is crucial to understand her background if you plan to date her long-term or, more precisely, if you're seeking a girlfriend or someone to start a family with. In reality, she is quite interested in your abilities to care for and defend yourself as a man and as a strong male role model in a family, since she will spend her life with you and raise children. I'll explain why you should be interested in learning about her background. A woman has a very low chance of developing a healthy monogamous bond with one man over the course of a lengthy period of time if she has a high notch count, a history of promiscuity in which she slept with many men, and she lost her virginity at an early age. Numerous studies have been done on this. If you compare two ladies, one who started at age 20 and has a notch count of 2 viz. One who started at age 16 and has a notch count of 50, the former is the wiser option. There will be a lower chance of divorce for you. Your chances of developing a strong relationship with her will be greater. At this point, some claim that men and women are the same. Usually what happens is that people ask why males can be promiscuous without consequence, but women can't. Men and women are complementary to one another's lives, which is where the freak show begins. They are not the same. They are not alike. They are extremely unlike. Men have enormous amounts of testosterone after all. Estrogen is present in women in large amounts. If you're a woman watching this and you're hoping to meet a good guy to have a family with, don't be a garden tool and don't go tossing it about to every person who shows you some attention. That's simply the reality of the intimate market. You want to maintain your attractiveness, so make sure your notch isn't something that would raise the most eyebrows or make anyone wonder why you wouldn't continue being that way for the rest of your life. And for a thirsty simp who does end up in a relationship with a woman who sells herself online, here's how your life's going to be. Your woman is always going to be online, making herself readily accessible to any man who wants to be her sugar daddy or pay her a good amount to spend the night with her. She's not going to be spending her nights with you, buddy, that's for sure. She's going to make a lot of money from rich guys who would want to go out with her or even fly her out to their cities, states, and countries where she would be gifted with expensive luxury bags and dresses and whatnot. In any of this, she wouldn't have any time for you, and the most you will get to see her will actually be on her channel online, which you will have to subscribe and pay for, making you the dumbest guy on the planet. All the while, this woman will expect you to be loyal and totally understand her ways because otherwise, you are being too judgmental. So, will you be the judgmental one here, or will you be someone who has the guts to call her out? It's just unfathomable how adult models and actresses like her think that living the life that they live, showing their bodies during intimate and sometimes aggressive physical encounters with other men, sometimes even more than one, will not have any consequences for the rest of their lives. Do they seriously think they can do what they do, have their videos reach across the world for everyone to see, and then not have any repercussions in their lives? I agree with the guy who warned young women in the clip shared at the beginning of this video. Young women need to have better parents who give them their time and attention. Otherwise, we are seeing a whole generation running off to platforms such as OF, where they can make easy money and strike it big if they're lucky to attract a wealthy man. And the men need to realize that by continuing to watch such stuff online, they're only promoting a whole generation to continue this degeneracy. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so you can stay updated with our content.